Every time I go on, I have to like sing something. Hello. Okay, I need to connect Instagram live as well. How do we do it? Let me find. I'm gonna find my feet, guys. Phela earning technology mo ngwaneng. Hi nshape, hi nshape. Empa okay, I'm going live. But or ere haha mo screening. So I'm gonna go haha mo screening. Okay, fantastic. Hi, guys. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 2 of Rami Says. Hello, welcome to episode 2 of Rami Says. It's 4 o'clock, and yes, we are going to talk about a whole lot of things today. First, I hope everybody's keeping safe and you are good, staying indoors, staying at home, being nicely locked down. Please do not do it. It is not worth it. And I hope that everybody's happy. Thank you so much for last week. Wow, what an overwhelming response that I got throughout the week, just going back, answering people's questions and all of that. The interaction is amazing. And every time when people speak to me, I realize that there's still so much work for us to do. There's still so much to explore, so much to discover, and so much to just educate each other about. So today, we're going to talk about paying your dues versus working for exposure. Paying your dues versus working for exposure. Two different things altogether. Now, I actually wrote a few notes down so that I do not forget because it's very, very important. So let's go through some of the explanations. What is paying your dues? Paying your dues, it's sometimes it's used loosely, but paying your dues is basically putting in the experience, putting in the work towards your craft. It is basically refining what you want to work on. And in your normal work, let's say, when someone is a medical doctor, there's a point where they're interns and then they do get paid a bit. It's not a good pay, but then you become an intern, or so to speak. But in the entertainment industry, it is like that as well. But it's not supposed to be even that labored. Paying your dues is basically walking into someone's workspace. You can ask to job share, or you can ask to train. You can ask it's a lot of things. If you want to be a musician, for instance, and you can play an instrument, you can go to people's rehearsals, you can ask someone or learn other people's work. But anything and everything that contributes towards your craft, it is paying your dues. It is not, it's paid dues and paying your dues. So that means you are learning throughout your journey to kind of perfect what it is that you're supposed to do or what you're doing in the industry. And some of the things that I want to tell you about when it comes to pay your dues is being able to network, to find yourself in spaces that will help you to network in a way that you can create or find opportunities to put yourself out there. Ne? I can just say to expose yourself, but then it is not the exposure that we're talking about. And also, when you pay your dues, you need to have a plan. You need to have a plan. Other people that are fresh out of university, other people are fresh out of technicons, other people, they've been to different colleges, and others, they just packed their bags and left Limpopo like me. And go, I'm going to Joburg, I'm going to find my space. And that's what happens. But then you come, by the time you pack, it's because there is a plan, there is a dream that you are seeing. And anything and everything that is going to contribute towards that dream, anything that you'll be doing, it is contributing, it is part of you paying your dues. Also, anything and everything that you're going to do, it must be able to enhance your career. It must be able to give you an understanding of how the world that you want to be in operates. It must be able to do that for you. Lawa? Now, also, paying your dues, it means it's also paid dues. You have to get paid. It might not be a lot of money, but you need to be able to negotiate a certain amount of money that is going to help you live. I don't want people resenting their work. Hey, there is nothing like working for free in life, guys. It is the worst thing ever. There's nothing with working for free, because regular free is because you're not making money out of it, but you're actually getting some sort of recognition or some sort of experience or something that is going to benefit you or add or put another feather in your cap. That is paying your dues. Now let's talk about working for exposure. Please don't work for exposure. That's the first thing that I want to say. Don't work for exposure. Exposure is basically when it's exactly that. You know, hey man, there's this event that we're doing, man. Come chill with us. And what do? You start going to the shop, you buy a dress, you buy shoes, you get all dolled up, you pay makeup artists, you put the work in it, because then you look beautiful because now you're going to this event. But because you don't know what the event is about, that's one of the things you need to ask. What is the event about? Who is going to be there? And what would be benefiting to me? Those are the things that you need to find out, because exposure, and just for the sake of exposure, you're going to end up being a very disappointed person. You're going to be a very disappointed person. And now, what are the differences between paying your dues and working for exposure? One of the biggest things is that when you pay your dues, because you keep getting this kind of experience and adding onto your profile, paying your dues is long term, really, really long term. Exposure is short-lived. I don't want to. I don't want to be mean, and I don't want to be mean and give examples of people we know that have worked for exposure. But I'll give you examples, and it will kind of give you the gist. But in terms of people that have paid your dues, those ones I will tell you, because it's nice to see them blossom, nice to see them work for profit, be rich, be all over the world and do all that. Is easy. Those ones I will tell you. But there are a lot of people who have worked for exposure, who have made very silly decisions. And at that time, it seemed like a very good idea. But then they did not have a plan that they can sustain and say, okay, fine, now that I'm exposed, then what? Now, because you don't know, then you end up not knowing how to put value on what you're doing. You end up not knowing how to put a monetary value. How do you charge people? How do you say to people, for me to come up looking pretty, I want you guys to pay me 50,000 Rand. There needs to be a certain extent of a level of experience that backs up you being exposed at a particular event or being associated with different brands. And that is exactly what it is. Exposure is costly. Don't do exposure, because exposure, it will cost you. And sometimes just because you didn't spend money on the so-called exposure opportunity, an opportunity overexposed, it doesn't mean you're not losing something. Point number one, if they were to put money here and time here, I would always go for time. Because if I have time, then I have time to make the money. But if I've got money and don't have the time, then my money doesn't have any form of, there's no use for it. So you need to use your time, put value on your time. Do not just go chill somewhere for 6 hours for the sake of chilling. Why are you there? What is the purpose? And what is the end result? And what are they? How are you going to benefit towards what you're trying to build? And that is what it is. And there are a lot of people in the corporate world or in different industries that they're always prepared. They're always prepared to exploit you. And I call it exploitation. Exploitation is when you see value in someone and you knowingly and willingly, intentionally, in a very evil way, purposefully, you decide to undermine that value that you see in someone's hand that value that you see in someone's potential, and then you decide to give it, to use it or abuse it or misuse it without paying for it. That is exploitation. You don't want to be exploited. And there are nice people. There's so many people in the world who are very, very nice, who will exploit you left, right, and center. But exploitation doesn't come with 3 gold teeth and no. They come in suits. People who exploit you, they still come in suits anyway. And here are some of the things that you need to look out for. If, for instance, you are an MC, or you're a band, or you're an actor, you can come and speak and all of that. These people, they'll be like, okay, we have an event going on. And then they give you an amazing event venue. We're going to go to the Sandton Convention Center, for instance. They will always say, the Sandton Convention was donated. I'm talking about NPOs. Be careful of some of the NPOs, guys. I love them, I support them, but sometimes you need to understand what it is that you're getting yourself into. NPOs, though, you know, whoever, Rami Foundation will come and say, oh, thank you so much, everybody, for coming. I would like to thank the Sandton Convention Center for giving us free venue. But what else was not free? There was something that you had to pay. You can't get everything mahala. So there are things that are being paid for. Food is being catered, the catering, somehow they were met halfway. You know, if catering was 100,000, okay? If catering was 100,000 and then Rami's catering say, okay, we will donate the food, we'll give you at 50% off. Just because it's 50% off, it is not free. So it means that if Rami, get charged 20,000 to MC, 20,000 to appear, 20,000 to speak, 20,000 with my band, the least you can do is to meet me halfway because it's a non-profit organization. So don't make me come there for zero. At least meet me halfway. If I charge 20,000, give me 10. Then not only that, that is not just you paying me. It means that you understand my value, you understand my worth, you are respecting my time, and you know that whatever it is that I'm bringing to the table is going to add value to your product or your brand or your production or whatever it is that the event that we are doing. So working for exposure, I do not support it. It doesn't matter. Even if they say, yes, there's nobody's getting paid, fine. Where is the event? In Cape Town. Good. How am I getting there? No, can you please book for yourself? Hey, Juan. So I was sitting in my lounge watching Bophelo ke Semphego. Okay? The reruns ja Bophelo ke Semphego. You call me to come into your space. And coming into your space now, I'm coming for free. I'm giving my expertise for free. The least you can do, bring me there. Take me there. So pay for my flights, pay for my accommodation, and then pay for my cold drink. I don't know what you call it. Pay him off some sort, but meet me halfway. Don't come and say zero. Exposure. And how do you pay Mika exposure? How did you know I was there? How did you know about me? So you can't know about me, and then next thing you say you want to expose me. No. Somehow you knew about me. How did you find out about me? For the mere fact that now you found out about me and now you want to use me in a particular way, it means that you understand my worth. So put some money on it. It is important. Now, let's just say ahona chelete. How do we meet halfway? Babang, they get goodie bags. Guys, there was a time in the entertainment industry, the goodie bags used to happen. What did I know? The last event I went to, the goodie bag was the sanitizer, a very small one. Well, I still use it. God bless their souls. There were no goodie bags at that particular one, but we got sanitizers, which was okay, I suppose. Yeah, but it was just an event. When you want to be exposed, when? And also, let me tell you something. Exposure, you choose when it is exposed, when the exposure is right for you. Don't let someone coerce you into exposure. I choose. I will say that the events where I was never invited, or maybe I was invited, they didn't have budget for me, they were not going to pay me or anything like that. And I say, yes, I will do that event, because I look at how the event is organized, or whatever it is that is happening. I check, how is it going to benefit me? Am I going to make strides? Am I going to make connections? Am I going to be able to sell myself and sell my product and be able to be exposed to other people? So when you want to work for exposure for free, it must be out of your own heart. You must make that mind up. Don't make someone choose, Corey, this one is free. There's nothing for free, guys. Time is money. Time is money. You cannot waste your time like that. If it is not going to make your pocket full, then the least it can do is to make your soul full. You need to be fulfilled. You need to be walking away thinking, well, you know what? That was worth it. That was worth it. You mustn't be forced into working for exposure. It's like people who say, oh yeah, there's this donation where we are raising funds and everything. I believe in raising funds a lot. I believe in giving. I believe in putting money in a whole lot of things. But do not be coerced into doing stuff, because then you end up doing them. So your heart is like this, but you're unhappy because you feel like you were robbed. So never do things that don't sit well with you. You need to volunteer yourself. You need to say, there are some people who will say, oh yeah, we want you to show up. We don't have money. We'll pay you 5,000 Rand. I'm like, okay, fine. I can do the 5,000 Rand. And as the day gets closer and I start understanding what it is that they're doing, I'm able to say to them, guys, remember that 5,000 Rand you wanted to pay me? Please don't pay me. I'd like you to use it for something else. Edit, buy shoes, buy uniform, buy whatever for the kids, buy sanitary pads, whatever. There's no need for you guys to give me anything. Now, that is me being personally convicted. So now we get roped in and robbed into coming and jumping onto the bandwagon of different organizations, different brands, different events, whatever. And then we do everything for free. Then you'll find out what the headliner was actually paid. It leaves you very bitter. It leaves you very despondent. And then you actually realize, oh, these people, they don't understand your value. Let me give you a few, the benefits of being able to, of paying your dues. The benefit is that it is for your own personal growth. That is the first thing. Paying your dues is for personal growth. Exposure is for someone else. It's not for you. But now, both of them, you need to have a plan. Don't walk in cold. Don't walk in cold. Always know what your intentions are. When you go to an event, Barry, I could say, man, I don't know why I come to Bagalakhanyani, but then you realize, okay, in fact, there's something that I wanted to pitch with them. Okay, maybe I can make a connection. So go there. Start asking, if I'm coming there for exposure, who else is going to be there? Write your little notes on the side. Okay, Patrice Motsepe, President, will be wearing our masks. Don't tell him I said that. I want to meet up with Richard Branson, all the big names, God rest their souls. People like Bundate Richard Maponya, people like Musol Kesna, when they were in the when they were in the in a particular space, everybody would go and greet them. Understand? There are those people by long runs. Okay, your dream has always been to be able to meet up with Basi, Basitana, and then you want to say to Basi Kumal, okay, fine, madam, you've been my role model since this and this and this, and this is who I am, this is what I have done, and I think, if you can give me an opportunity, but those things, but walk in there with intention. Look it, be it, and live it. So you don't walk in there, don't be a plant, don't be a rose. Rose looks pretty, but then it's going to die in a few days. Be a plant so that you can have roots and water yourself amongst the greatness that is there. And that is the difference. And there's a big cross. There's a thin line. Paying your dues and working for exposure. They cross each other. But what makes you be able to work for exposure, or what makes you to be able to pay your dues and get something worthwhile out of it, is that you must create your own profile so that you become relevant. And when I say relevant, I'm not talking about just because I think of silly examples, which I don't want to say on online, because I know you guys are going to cut them up and say like, hey, Rami narenka wena. I don't want that. But every time I laugh, just know that I'm thinking of very silly examples of a whole lot of people. But I was saying you need to create your profile so that you are relevant. And relevant, it means it is something that comes out of you, that you're able to, without holding back, without hesitation, without panicking, you're able to sell. Just like this. You understand? Don't be relevant by only how you look. Because now you might look the part, but not be able to be the part. Or not be able to be the part. We've seen a whole lot of misconceptions on how people look. And you look them down. Please don't look them down. And then you look them down until something happens and they strike. And you go like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this person was like this. So you need to remember your relevance based on what it is that you want to do, not only being present at that particular moment. Exposure, the disadvantages to exposure, guys. I told you about the NPOs. And sometimes, yes, I talked about very big names and all of that, but then there are also those other people who are going to take you for granted. Someone, your cousin will know Horwena. Your dream is to meet Patrice Motsepe. They will invite you and make you perform at each and every event that Patrice Motsepe is in for free. And you will never get to meet the man. The man doesn't even know that you want to meet him. Like, next thing you'll be like, yo, Patrice. Tatomudin doesn't even know you. He has never heard of you. He doesn't even know that you want to, let alone just shake his hand. You know what I mean? So, nakongwe, be intentional with what it is that you want to do. So, these favors that you do for your friends and family, they're nice, but make sure that they do not leave you dry. Because you're going to be in trouble because now you're not making money. Instead, you're spending money. You're spending money because you're trying to always look good, all made up. There's transport costs. Some of us, we perform for free. You have a band. When only Rami performing for free, it doesn't mean your band wants to play for free. You still have to pay your band. So that is money out of my pocket. I have to pay the band and say, guys, let's go relo opela ko kai. You know, ask them. The other time I saw Tandiswa saying, you know, you pay your band first. If Tandiswa is headlining an event and she's going to perform for free, guess what? Her band is not performing for free. She still needs to pay them because they won't say, Tandiswa, the guitarist and the bass player and the drummer and the pianist, they performed for free. They will say, Tandiswa performed for free. I only mentioned the people that I know, they don't mind me talking about them. Safe. Judith Sipuma, same thing. About Judith is performing for free. Guess what? There is money that comes out of her pocket to pay her band because it's not Judith and the band and it's just her. So she will perform for free, but the band has to be taken care of. So now you imagine spending that kind of money just for the exposure part of it. Exposure doesn't pay bills, guys. Exposure, it doesn't pay bills. You can put water on exposure, uchele yeast, it will not raise. It can raise. Exposure, it can. Do you understand? Exposure, it can totot. Guys, you know what tototo is? Hey, washapa man. Bammarubita takwenyisa. Yo, I don't know. I'm thinking of those silly examples. But exposure is not supposed to take away from you, especially financially. It is not supposed to make you tired. It is not supposed to take time, consume time. That is not good exposure. And once you say yes to exposure, think about it. When you start showing up everywhere just for the hype of it, it is difficult now to make a switch and say enough already. I'm no longer playing for exposure. I'm no longer emceeing for exposure. I'm no longer appearing for exposure. I want you guys to now pay me. And they'll be like, since when? But we've always been doing it like this. Next time when they've got budget, guess who they're gonna call? Not you. Why should they call you? All of a sudden you've got a price. Since when? We've always done this thing for free, but it's out of the goodness of your heart. So exposure, it is not the best form of trying to get out there. Do it only when you choose, but don't make people call you out to waste your time, your resources, your expertise, your talent, and everything that you come with, and make them use it for free for their own benefit. That is completely unacceptable. Now, let's say the NPO does not have money, as they always say they don't. What is it that they're putting on the table as a patela? I know some of the NPOs that have big sponsors, even though it's free, big sponsors. Some of the sponsors, they're cellular network sponsors. Some of them, they get appliance. It's a lot of things. If you're going to say to me, I don't have money to pay you, but we're going to give you a SMEG kettle. Okay, maybe let me just say a SMEG fridge. I'm just saying. Or we're going to give you a cell phone, a tablet, a laptop, and then it comes with 4 different perfumes, 3 weekends away, or a weekend every month for the next 12 months of one of the hotel of your choice, or we're going to give you so many miles so you can fly. We're going to give you a voucher of so much. You see, that is how you actually pay people who are working for exposure, because not only those things, even though they've been donated to you as an NPO, but those are the benefits that if I wanted to have them, that would have to take money out of my pocket to get them. If I want a SMEG kettle, I have to buy it. If I want to fly to Mozambique, I'll have to pay my own flight. Hotel, I have to pay for it. But if some of those incentives come with me bringing my expertise to put your event or to put your gig in the spotlight that you want, there has to be different ways that you can compensate me. Okay, but obviously money being the bottom line. Can you imagine ke try patela bond ya ka voucher ya ya Mozambique wena? Ke lo ba bribe ko Nedbank. Ke lo batho here's a 7-day all expenses paid voucher worth 30,000. Can I please pay my house with it? No, it's not gonna work. It does not work like that, guys. You get no. Okay, let me go back. Okay, I've got questions here. Yo, there's so many questions. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find everybody. Can you qualify the example, Mara? You guys are gonna mess me up. No, I'm not going to give you Ntwele. I'm not going to give you examples of why is it okay? My Instagram live says it's paused. I don't know why. It says it's reconnecting. Let's see if it will do the things that made the pause. Am I reconnected? I hope so. Guys, Instagram live, do you see me? Somebody say yes. If you see me, say yes. I just see nice hearts. I just see hearts and everything. Do you see me? Papa, can you see me? Paused. Can you see me now? Can you see me? I love you too, Nomvula, but can you see me now? No, that I fair. Like whether you're going to change. Yes, they can see me. Fantastic. So I wanted to go. I don't want to give you examples of people who've made poor exposure choices, thinking, well, it's actually a step up. Continue, it's not a step up, it's a step down. But I will always give examples of successful people that they pay their dues, and it's only now when we see them in our faces and they've gotten big, and then we go like, yo, what, that was such a lucky break. There's no lucky break in the entertainment industry. It is hardly a lucky break. There is moly, but 98% of the time, nothing is a lucky break. Venus, this Serena Williams, they started playing tennis when they were like, as soon as they started walking, basically. Now, we do not get surprised when nobody can beat Serena because she's been eating and drinking tennis all her life. You see, that is paying her dues. She has put in the time, the experience, so that she can refine her talent or her sportsmanship to be able to be number one in the world. Tiger Woods started playing golf very, very young. People like Dr. Kumalo, they started playing soccer at a very young age. You must ask Dr. Kumalo. Dr. Kumalo didn't just wake up one day, I'm only 23 years, and decide he wants to play soccer. No. Believe it or not, Judith, it's nice to give example of Judith because she can't do anything to me. She's my sister. both of us are gonna go broke. Judith started singing in Koskolong, assembly. She was the first one. She was the one who started the Pina assembly, and then sometimes they didn't even sing. They would just let her stand assembly, and then she would lead the whole school into worship, and that's how it used to be. And then next thing, she finishes Fuba, she goes to UCT, she comes back, she releases a cry, smile, and dance. We're like, oh my God, this girl from Seshego with nice dreads and a big smile. Where's she coming from? She has been singing, working towards her craft and building it. Bonnie Mbudi started working at 13 years old. 13 from one. Bonnie was on TV. Adilata. Do you get what I mean? So she has always trained. Now, when you see her on Nuts and Crosses and you see her doing all these international movies, guess what? That has always been the plan. You know, a lot of people. Can we talk about Bonang? Queen B Mu girl started 15 years. Busy let's but tell my wayfarer lema some beam. Bonang was doing the things, practicing, looking, watching, checking people's mannerisms and saying, okay, fine, I like what that one is doing, but I know how I'm going to make it better so that it suits what I want to do. Bonang is like the auto cue of the auto cue. You know, when the auto cue goes like, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, she's already got page 2. But why that? You know what I mean? That's how she's doing it. She knows what she's doing. A lot of people, they don't understand why we still have people like Oscar, Kalawa. How many years now? Is it 25, 30? All I know is like forever. They should all be going for pension. But these guys have been busy. Go to studio. Hey, the other day, did you see when we were watching that thing? Yeah, Shimzali PH house party, lockdown house party. And everyone was just admiring what Zex Mantwini was doing. Everyone was admiring what Cleo, what DJ Cleo was doing. And I mean, I remember the first time I met Cleo, I met him Koso Shanguve. And he plays any instrument you can think of. Then he also DJs. And now he's also a soccer player. Makonatsotle band, one man. But he sits day in, day out in studios, making beats, working on songs, rhythms, everything. They all do it. You know, who's boo? They all do it. But nobody's sitting, folding their arms and saying, I'm waiting for an opportunity so that once I'm exposed, I'm going to throw myself into the opportunity. It does not work like that. Hey? What Trevor Noah? You know, Bella, Trevor has done comedy in front of 2 people, 5 people, 9 people, and half of them were not even laughing. Now, where's Trevor today? You know, so many examples. Look at what Wako Trompis. Do you know those guys who might have speaking? They were in the dancer Chico Twala. And when you see them now, Basa late. I mean, those guys, they're literally being wheeled onto stage. But I'm saying they've been in the industry for long. And when they perform, they blow our minds away. You know, those are people who understand how they've got a particular purpose in life. They've paid their dues so that their dues, when the dues are paid, they're able to sustain themselves to get to where they are. We understand that. And they still do what they do. Casper, I remember somebody once shared a video of Casper. Arepa, guys. Arepa. And yo, ngwana kwa gae. Oh, ale bjang. O bona fela ngwana o tlhoka fela plate ya bogobe ka nama. Aje. E fa ngwana bogobe ka cabbage. Aje o tshwere ke tlala. And now you look at him now. You look at him now and where he is and what he has achieved. The music has sustained him. And not only has the music sustained him, he also knew how to sustain it himself and be in the moment and live with what he is able to give. You know, black coffee. I mean, that is also one big example that we can always give. Now, what I call black coffee, why hammer? Give 3 million. Why hammer? 3 million. Black wapatela. Coffee wapatela extra. We understand that. That is how big black coffee is. And Kelly Roland busy they're working together. And I want to tell them, hey, I know Natty. Like, I know him. And he knows me. Mara. Huh? But there he is, with all of them there, dying, knocking on his door, left, right, and center. Asha, Kamiredi Vaselina, they're trying very hard to make sure that legacy is tied to what Black Coffee is doing. That is building a particular legacy, paying your dues while you build a particular legacy so that it can get to outlive you. Exposure, short term. We're going to use them. You're going to bring a few funny elements here, then everything. We're going to laugh at them. We're going to make you trend once, twice, 3 times. And when the era is over, it is over. Then what can we do? Absolutely nothing. We understand. There's some people who we sit here, whatever happened to them. Exactly. Exposure for one time that you did not know. Now let's go back to the cross of exposure. Preparation, meeting, and opportunity to get exposed. Let's talk about Rebecca Malope. Rebecca Malope entered Shell Road to Fame, found out about the competition, ran away from home, and then got onto stage and sang. And that was the beginning of everything. You know why? Because as soon as they gave her that microphone in her hand, she knew what she wanted to do. She knew how to wanted to do it. And she went in and got on stage and sang. I don't even remember which song she sang, Shell Road to Fame. But I remember there was that song, that was Rebecca. And then there's this other one in Lalo ki Judith that we like so much. I'm happy to be here with you, my love. I'm never gonna let you go again. You know that song? I had this feeling that it's just a dream. If it isn't a dream, I don't know to wake up after all those problems. I still have it in my. You know that song? Yeah, after all. That song, yeah, my G-Man. That was Rebecca. And she never looked back. Hey? The way Rebecca paid her dues, she woke up, she was a doctor. Imagine. Dr. Ribs. No, you can't just go, hey, check yourself. Dr. Ribs. Okay, because she understood her. If I get an opportunity, one, I will mess it up. And she did. Delivered left, right, and center. We understand. Now, I want to go through some of the things that you guys are asking. Salem, Yo, Salem, I say Salem, I hope that's how you say your name. How do you approach a production if you're willing to work for free? Please don't. Very short answer. Don't do it. How do you approach a production if you're willing to work for free? Or stroke exposure. Okay, now let me just be serious. And then he also says, do productions take advantage of you and is it wise? It depends. Please use, point number one, it is illegal for production companies to hire people to come and work for free. It is illegal. I'm on dieting. It is not. You cannot say, oh yeah, all I know, he just walks around. Even the people who are guarding cars, they get paid. Whatever amount of money they get, that it is paid. So when you say, how do you approach a production company? You can, and then you can say to them, I'm prepared to work for free. But when I say working for free, there must be terms and conditions. Can you guys please cover my transport? Can you cover my food? Can you even cover give me a bit of money so I can pay some of the little things that you have, like your accommodation, but and you're prepared to pay to work for free. And then an organization or a company that you're approaching, they can say, okay, after really Ramsgate, we will pay for your fees. But you see, it is not necessarily mahala because a portion of an amount of money that you wouldn't have been able to pay yourself, and the organization is willing to take it upon themselves to pay it for you. So not only are you now getting experience on the money, on the job, but you're also getting fuel injection in terms of money towards your education. So you become a double winner. So there is no free, like nothing. I don't have anything. No, we do not work like that. No, that's not how you do it. So do production take advantage of you, and is it wise? Yes, productions will always take advantage of you. If you talk about they will take advantage of you and you wouldn't know how to get yourself out of that mess. So it is not wise. Walk in there saying, here is a service I'm prepared to offer, but since I was not part of the so-called payroll, I am willing to do this if you guys are willing to give me this. Then you negotiate it from there. That's what we call working for free or working for exposure, because your exposure is going to give you experience, and then someone is also taking care of your fees. Well, understand? How do you convince an agent to take you in without experience? Hey, you don't need to convince an agent. If they don't want to take you in, move on and get to the next one. You are the employer. Agencies are employed by us. And it's okay. There's some people, by law, they look at you, bow judge. And then next thing, oh, they see you so only nomzamo. And they're like, yeah, and another long I join. Why is it? Kamuswenkela, you. Why is it wanna come into America to go LA? Because and then you completely undermine them. But it is unfortunate and it's quite sad that agencies are not prepared to give artists a chance just from just looking at them. Just looking and you go like, I don't think so, it's not gonna happen. That is not good. Without a degree, even though you are a trained actor from high school, I'm also a trained actor from high school. You and me together like this. Yeah, trained actor from high school. The good thing about being an actor or a so-called trained actor, if you are talented and you want to pay your dues, you're okay to go to take it the long way around. But I wouldn't actually advise that. In fact, what I would advise is that instead of wasting your time trying to do work with others for free, rather go for workshops. Go to places like the Market Theatre, where they teach. I mean, James Ngobo, who's running marketing director, yeah, Market Theatre. He is not marketing. He's not even the marketing director. He's the boss of the Market Theatre, managing director, not marketing. Managing director, yeah, Market Theatre. He is talented. He is amazing. He's an amazing giver. He's a great director and everything as well. So when you are sitting under that kind of an umbrella, chances of you getting an opportunity to be exposed are even higher, because you are right there under the umbrella of the market. You get, so you're exposed to TV, you're exposed to theater, you're even exposed to music because they also have music there as well, and which is good. Another question, oh, that was Salem. Then there was Tumelo who said, if you've not studied anything, but you'd like to get into the writing part. I was actually having a conversation with a friend of mine, Pesi Vilagazi, and that man is patient. If you can find Pesi and be his friend, please do. I've known Pesi since he wanted to be in the industry. And I remember a few months back, he reminded me how we met. I was giving a lecture. I was speaking of Vets University. And he was the organizer of the talk. 1990 something, guys, somewhere there. Maybe 2000, I'm not sure. But it was a while back. And it was one of the first few lectures that I've done for universities. Then I didn't even know what, I thought you needed to be like a very exceptionally educated person to be able to stand in front of university students. But I was given the honor and the grace to be on that stage and just speak my life and how I planned my future and what I was looking for and aspiring to be, and then how far, and then I'm learning and just sharing my experience with how far how much I've done since I started. But Percy is now the creative director for The River. Cheza Pictures. So he's also a very good writer. He's a very good writer. Not only does he write scripts, but he also does amazing interviews. Yo, guys, Percy's interviewed beautiful, beautiful people, national, international, everywhere. All these beautiful artists, go-getters, business people. And when you read his articles, they're so sweet. You can feel the heart that comes from him talking. But we're talking about people who want to write, because I'm trying to answer what Tumelo is saying. When you want to write, the first thing to do is to start writing. Start writing. It's easier. It is easier to work and correct something that we can actually see than to try and work with something that is only in your head if you want to be a writer. Write. And there's a whole lot of books. In fact, I'm going to, if you guys, if you're on Twitter and you've got questions, because I know some of the Instagram questions I'm going to miss because it goes so fast. But put the questions, go on my Twitter account, tag me on Twitter and just say, use the hashtag Rami says and put the questions there. And then I will go through them after the webinar so that I can answer as many as possible. And then I want to share with you some of the books, some of the material that you can work on, you can read up on, you can practice with, especially if you want to be a trainer, a writer. So, and then also, Ari Dumela, what is due and to who? You pay your dues to you. What is due to you? But then we say you pay your dues because you're working your way up, the traditional way of saying you're working your way up. While you're working your way up, you literally walk behind, or you walk in the footsteps of those people who went before you. So you are also walking to learn from them, to get experience from them, to interact with them, and to also grow the person that you want to be. So you're paying your dues is basically when someone says, okay, what else have you done? And then you can't just go like, I haven't done anything. So you want to be a writer? Yeah. Have you written anything? No. Poem. Okay, at least SMS. Have you written an SMS? Some people want to be writers, but the best writing they've done is to write WhatsApp messages. Don't do that. Please start writing. Start a story and go, it was late in the night. And the moon was shining. He walked out and looked to his left or to his right. Already I'm writing something, but I'm just saying, start something. Do it today. Well, understand. Trisha has graduated from AVDA Botswana in November. And has been working on different projects since 2016. I'm not sure if I should be negotiating what I get offered or just accept it as part of my dues. Let me teach you a trick. Don't tell everybody that I told you. You must never make the first offer. When you walk into a negotiating room, sit there and ask them, how much are they planning on giving you? Then you will know. You, they wanted to give you 30. Oh my God, you know what? No, in fact, we're going to make it better. We're going to give you 10. Can't never budget 30,000. They put 30,000 away for you. Mara papa, 3,000. And they're like, now that they say we'll give you 10 for you to even give Christmas, you're like, oh, God is good. They just robbed you 20,000 rand. Do you understand? So you must never make the first offer. Never make the first offer at all. Don't make the first offer. Now, where are the other questions? Okay, I need to... So guys, we are all clear. Don't work for free, ne? Don't work for free. Do not do it. And if you're going to work for free, do it because you want to, not because somebody's saying, Bona, don't do that. Don't do that. No, I don't want this. Yo, Diva Mohale, you must come on, you must write here. Okay, let's see. Don't be a rose. Okay. They don't have questions. Okay, Khozo Are. If I'm a singer and songwriter currently in university at UJ, where can I go so that I can improve my songwriting and vocals? Okay, you must practice. You can do everything without us. You can do everything by yourself. Songwriting is like writing as well. It's like writing a novel. It's like writing poetry. You write by yourself, okay? And if you can play an instrument, if you don't have an instrument, what you can do when you've got time after school, don't rush to go Chicken Licken or KFC. Go into a music room, play the piano, practice a few chords, and then do your vocal exercises. And that is the best way. And also, when you don't have an instrument, you can everyone has a smartphone. You can get music, or you can get a piano on a vocal teacher on your is an app. It's an app on your phone, and then they can actually sing notes into your ear. You put the earphones on, you listen to the different notes there, and then you practice. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. Then you go, and then they'll teach you the scales and all those kind of things. So these days, it's even easier. It's accessible for you to do all those kind of things without having to bother other people. But it is important that any art, whatever it is that you want to do, you can't say you want to be a fine artist or you want to be a painter and not paint. You can't want to do hair and not practice. You can't want to be a singer and not be able to do vocal exercises and not be able to want to go and sit and listen to some of the best musicians around. You can't want to be an actor and not be able to sit down. Get scripts, different scripts. Listen, whenever there's that TikTok, it's even worse because now, when Le Casper did that thing, yeah, Mazuele, you can do, and everyone is miming. I mean, the most interesting ones, Kecha Somizi. You must look at Somizi's TikTok videos. They're insane. He is like a mega superstar, some of the things that he does there. But now, with all of those things, it's easier now to be closer to the person that you want to be. And you don't want to be Somizi or you don't want to be like Somizi, but there is some things that you learn from him that will help you enhance to be the better person or the better artist that you want to be. There's a whole lot of musicians, whether it's jazz, it's kwaito, there's so much you can learn from people like Oskido, people like Don Laga, people like Slalo Salota, people like Jonas Gwangwa. The music is there, it is big, it is fast. So do it. Okay, I've got other 3 questions. Do you think there is enough space in the industry as in anonymous attendee? As in, is it possible for all of us to be at the top and be next biggest talent? Yes, anonymous, I'm going to answer you. Then Rosie, you touched a bit on MCs. How does one market themselves without being exploited? You know, which is the the biggest exploitation when it comes to MCs. Ko kerekeng. Re tla kopa sister Rami a tla re tshwarele modiro, a re tshwarele modiro wa modimo. Today tla MC ya rena, then ke tsena ke rata dumedisha bazalwane ka moka ka letselo mo rena Jesu Kriste. Pele re tswela pele ke tlo gopela worship team ya rena e re direle re bethele ka difilanyana tse pedi tse tharo so that we can get into the mode and then just worship God. Go fetsa o tlo bitsa batho ba bopaki. That is one of the best platforms to learn how to MC and be exploited, but we don't call it exploitation because you're doing it for the love of God. Amen. Amen. Okay, that was a very silly answer. Okay, I got to answer Trish and everything. Okay, Anonymous, do you think there's enough space? Yes, there is enough space for everybody. And let me break it down. Guys, askis. Asarina meno. Rekaselekane. The Caspade. We are people. We are not teeth. That's a saying. It basically means as much as it doesn't matter how multi-talented we can all be, but at the end of the day, some will be bigger or greater than the others. It's levels. That's just how life is. Let me give you a typical example. An easy example is that even in sports, there's someone who's going to get a certificate. They're going to get a certificate that said they participated in a race. Then there's someone who's going to get the bronze, someone who's going to get a silver, and someone who's going to get a gold. So we cannot all be Black Coffee. We cannot all be Trevor Noah. We cannot be Zozi. We cannot be Nomzam. We cannot be Bonang. My biggest joke is that, well, there is a Bonang, and then when you could be a Dulang or Shebang, but there can only be one Bonang. Do you understand? So you can choose to be Shebang, or you can choose to be Dulang, or you can choose to be Ejang, but there's only one Bonang. And she comes with that. But it doesn't mean if you're not as big as the other people are, it doesn't mean that you do not have a chance to be big and even bigger. There is space for everybody. Focus on yourself. Do what you do best. Refine your art. Learn how to say no to exposure. Trust the process. One of the things that you should learn in the entertainment industry is the ability of saying no. Sometimes it is tempting. It looks like a shortcut. Exposure, we always think it's the shortest way to do things. Other people have done it the long way around, and then when you want to take a shortcut, but it's even worse and more discouraging when the opportunity shows up and it finds you unprepared. Then next thing, what do? You give up on your dream because it was such a pure disappointment because things didn't turn out the way you wanted them to be. So you need a lot of patience. So paying your dues, make it personal, make it about you, not about the other person. Pay your dues to be strong, to be patient, to be better, a better person, a greater artist, and everything that is going to make you boom. Then the world starts noticing you. And then we come like, oh no, but he's been doing it for so many years. I know from way back, since Sunday school, he used to play guitar. Next thing, take Jonathan Butler, for instance. The examples are too many. Mara, now it's 16:59. Find me. There's a lot of questions. And normally questions go Twitter. Use the hashtag Rami says. So can we make the questions just today about paying your dues and exposure in case there is any of the things that I missed? Put the questions out there now so I can start answering them so that I can log off. And this recording, it's there. We're going to share it. It's going to be on YouTube. The links are going to be there and everything. And the next one is going to be, I think it's on after 2 weeks, I think it's on the 5th of May or the 8th of May. the Tuesday, not next Tuesday, the other Tuesday. I think 35. Calendar, but that is the next one. So you need to now ask those questions about today. But then all these chats that we do put out there will be there. And guys, do not panic. The conversations are going to be just this relaxed, nothing formal, but I'll try to answer as many questions as possible. And as soon as we can get other people, when we are more relaxed and, you know, a few of us can kind of move around, I can even get one person or so, and we can even do a split screen so that we can answer some of the questions that you have, especially when it comes to legalities and everything. We already have a thing for a topic for the other week. We are talking about age in the entertainment industry. I don't want to say ageism because I saw some actors, a movie came out or a series is coming out and they're like, oh no, they're too old for those roles and everything. You're gonna be surprised at how old people actually are. Ne, you will not believe it, at how old people are. The people that you think are 12, they're actually 35. And I just want to address that and give you the reasons why. There are legal reasons and there are also policy reasons. There's so many reasons. But Instagram is gonna cut. I love you guys. See you on the flip side. Hashtag Rami says we'll talk. Mwah, 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 mwah. And then Lena, Babang, it's also going to cut in a short while. But keep the questions coming and then always come into Zoom and then we'll talk about everything. Love you too, Lerato. Stack. And there are a lot of questions here which I will still answer on the other side, but it's easier to answer questions on Twitter. And it's easier to answer on Twitter. Dakalo has asked something. The artists that have to consider, please put your question, go Twitter, I'm going to answer you there. I will go on Twitter now and then we can address some of the questions. But thank you so much for tuning in. The next time we'll also do other questions. And then anything else you have, I'm free to answer on Twitter. Mudumo Alitusha, please remember to stay locked, stay at home, be safe. COVID-19 is not here to stay for that long and we're going to beat it. I hope to see everyone on the other side. So until the next Rami Says webinar, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. And this is always going to help us a lot. And when you are here, that's what makes it successful. Thank you so much. Bless you. Bye. Bye-bye.